I punched the autistic kid in school. I was walking to third period when I saw Terrence grab some random girl by the back of her head and shove her face first into a water fountain. I heard the crack of her teeth against the metal and watched blood run down her chin. The teacher ran over, but Terrence started rocking back and forth. I can't help it. I have autism. The teacher's face softened and she walked away. No paperwork, no doctor's note, nothing. He just said it and everyone believed him. My little sister had just transferred here. She was a freshman and painfully shy. I promised my parents I would look out for her. My sister's first week was fine. She would wave at me in the hallway with this big smile, and it made me feel like everything was going to be okay. Then Terrence noticed her. I was at my locker when I heard books hit the floor. I looked over and saw my sister on her hands and knees while Terrence stood over her with his arms crossed, grinning like she was entertaining him. I sprinted over. Stay away from her. He looked me up and down, then yawned. What are you gonna do about it? Run to the principal? I'll be back in class before you finish talking. He patted me on the cheek and walked away laughing. I stood there shaking with anger, but I knew if I touched him, I would be the one getting expelled. I went straight to the principal's office. Sir, Terrence has been harassing my sister. He leaned back in his chair. Terrence has a condition. You need to be more understanding. He's never shown any proof of that. He looked at me like I was the problem. It's not your place to question it. So Terrence kept going and nobody did anything to stop him. One day I turned a corner and froze. He had my sister pinned against the lockers with his face inches from hers. She was trembling. When he saw me, he held up one finger like I should wait my turn. Relax. Just talking to my new friend. He winked at my sister. See you tomorrow. He bumped my shoulder as he passed. You can't touch me. I'm untouchable. My sister slid down the lockers to the floor, shaking. She stopped eating after that. I found her hiding in the library with her head buried in her arms. When she looked up, her eyes were swollen. I want to go back to my old school. Please, I can't do this anymore. That night I showed my mom the email I sent the principal that got ignored and told her everything. Her face hardened. I'm calling the school tomorrow. Give me one more chance, please. She nodded slowly. One more chance. The next morning, I got to school early and planted myself outside my sister's math class. Then I saw Terrence strolling down the hallway, hands in his pockets, whistling. He sees me and stops. A slow smile spreads across his face. Aw, playing bodyguard? That's cute. Move. I plant my feet. This ends today. He throws his head back and laughs. Or what? You gonna hit me? Go ahead. I'll have you expelled before lunch and your sister will be all alone with me. The bell rings. My sister walks out and her face goes pale. Terrence's eyes light up. Watch this. He shoves me into the wall, grabs her backpack and rips her backwards. She slams into the lockers and I hear her head crack against metal. She crumples to the floor holding her head, dazed. I am on him before I realize I am moving. My fist connects with his jaw and he crashes down. He lays there frozen. Nobody has ever touched him. Then he starts screaming. I have autism. You can't touch me. Tears stream down, but his eyes dart around looking for teachers. The principal shoves through the crowd and looks at me like I am a monster. He grabs my arm and drags us both to the office. Terrence's mom bursts in. I'm suing. You attacked my special needs son. Then my mom walks in, terrifyingly calm. She lets Terrence's mom scream herself out. Show me his diagnosis. Dead silence. The paperwork, the doctor's report, anything. Terrence's mom's mouth opens, but nothing comes out. My mom steps closer. My daughter stopped eating. She cried herself to sleep every night. I have every text, every ignored email, all documented. She gets inches from her face. Prove that diagnosis or we're done here. Terrence's mom looks at the principal. He stares at the floor. She grabs Terrence by the collar and drags him out so fast he trips over his own feet. Terrence never came back. Turns out he tried the same thing at his new school. Someone else's brother wasn't as patient as me. My DoorDash driver mistook my wife for dessert, so I served him a 5-course beating. Cody had been delivering food in our neighborhood for months, but somewhere along the way, he decided my wife Mira was part of his route. He'd linger at our doorstep way longer than necessary, always finding excuses to start conversations. You have beautiful eyes. Is your husband home? You seem lonely. Mira brushed him off every time, but Cody was the type who heard no and translated it to try harder. I should have recognized then that he wasn't just awkward, he was calculating. One Saturday while I was helping my dad move furniture, Mira opened the door to find Cody standing there with no food in his hands. He said, I was in the area and thought I'd check on you. Your husband works a lot, doesn't he? Mira told him to leave and lock the door immediately. He stood on our porch for another 5 minutes, just staring at the house. 2 days later, he came back during my shift and left a handwritten note in our mailbox. I can't stop thinking about you. We have a connection. Please text me. His number was scrawled at the bottom with a heart drawn next to it. Mira showed me the note that night, and I watched the fear forming behind her eyes. The following week, Mira was at the pharmacy picking up her prescription. She spotted Cody watching her from the parking lot. When she walked to her car, he rushed over and blocked her door. Why won't you answer my notes? I've left 3 more since that first one. Mira shoved past him and drove straight to the police station to file a report. They said they'd look into it, but couldn't do much since he hadn't technically threatened her. 4 days after that, I came home from work to find Mira trembling in the kitchen. She'd seen Cody's car parked down the street for 2 hours. When she'd gone to close the blinds in our bedroom, she spotted him walking along the side of our house with his phone out, recording our windows. She called the police, but by the time they showed up, he was gone. That night, Mira made me install 3 extra locks on every door. I caught caught him 6 nights later. I'd started parking a block away and approaching through our backyard to check the perimeter, and there he was, crouched beneath our bathroom window while Mira showered inside, holding his phone against the frosted glass and breathing heavily. Something inside me went cold. This predator had been terrorizing my wife for weeks, and now he was trying to record her naked in her own home. I tackled him before he could run, slamming his mind into the fence. He scrambled away, red liquid squirting, but I let him go. I needed him to feel safe enough to come back one more time. The restraining order meant nothing to Cody. He started using different vehicles and parking further away. The cops said they needed concrete evidence of a violation, so I decided to give them exactly that. Mira posted on her private Instagram that she'd be visiting her sister for the weekend. I knew Cody had created a fake account to follow her. I set up cameras covering every angle of the house. Then I turned off all the lights and waited in the darkness with my baseball bat. Saturday night, around 11 p.m., I heard the back door handle jiggle, then a window sliding open. Cody climbed through our kitchen window, completely unaware that Mira was safe in a hotel. I watched him creep through my house, heading straight for our bedroom with something glinting in his hand, a knife. He whispered into the darkness, "Mira, don't scream, okay? I just want to talk." I stepped out of the shadows. She's not here, but I am. Before he could react, I swung at his wrist and heard the knife clatter to the floor, along with small bones snapping. He screamed and grabbed his hand. I wasn't going to hurt her. I swear. I love her. I swung again, connecting with his knee. He collapsed instantly, crying and gasping on my kitchen floor. The plan had been to stop once he was down, but Mira wasn't there to hold me back. And this was the man who'd stalked my wife for 2 months, who tried to film her showering, who'd broken into my home with a weapon while whispering her name. So I gave him one more love tap across his ribs. I heard 2 of them crack. I crouched beside him. "I have you on camera breaking in with a knife. If you ever come near my wife again, I'll finish what I started and call it self-defense." Then I threw him out onto my lawn. He got 4 years. We still order DoorDash. Only difference now is I answer the door. Parents of murderers, how did you find out? I was so excited because I just got the new iPhone 17, but as soon as I set it up, it asked me to log into iCloud. I just wanted to download Candy Crush, but as soon as I logged in, I instantly saw the text popping up at the top of my screen. It was my daughter's group chat with her friends. Her iPad must have been connected to the same account, but then I started reading them. "Okay, Maddie, get ready. As soon as he's in the corner, do it." Maddie was supposed to be in class right now, and I thought she was totally busted. But then another text popped up. It was Gabriella. "Wait until he's alone, then I'm gonna kill him." I rubbed my eyes, wondering if I just read that correctly. Then it dinged again. "Okay, I'm gonna stab Alex as soon as he walks in here. Make sure nobody sees his body." We had just gotten out of quarantine, and I knew she had been acting weird after all that social distancing, but now my heart was completely racing. I grabbed my phone and called her school immediately. I didn't even say hello, just, "Have you seen my daughter Maddie? Do you know where she is right now? It says she's supposed to be in computer science. This is an emergency. Please." I just saw her text saying she was going to stab some kid named Alex, but before she could even respond, I heard something else over the phone. There was an alarm. It was so loud I could hear it crystal clear. "Lockdown. Beep beep. Lockdown. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to let you go." Wait, no, but I heard the click. I sat there with my head in my hands, but there were no more texts coming through until it dinged. "Go. They're gonna know it was us." I couldn't believe this was real. My adrenaline was pumping, and I dialed 911 as a complete reflex. I had to tell them everything I just saw, and as I spoke, I realized my daughter was a murderer. "Do you have her location?" And that's when I realized I did. iCloud. I pulled up Find My iPhone and saw her iPad was in the school's library. "This is an active situation, ma'am. Maddie is dangerous. We need you to stay calm." But how could I? All the signs were there. She constantly dyed her hair black, wore dark clothing. I should have been there for her. I ignored the police and drove there, but when I got to the school, I saw the police cars, 3 of them, pulling in right behind me. I was about to run inside, but an officer jumped out and immediately started yelling at me. "Ma'am, do not go in there. I'm the one who called you. I need to get to my daughter." But they weren't listening. "There's an active threat. Do not go in there." I kept slowly creeping towards the door, and he pulled out his taser. "Don't do it, ma'am." But I turned, and I heard the taser click. It hit the ground next to me, and I ran inside those doors. I yelled, "Maddie, where are you?" And I heard the police chasing me inside. The lockdown alarm was still blaring, and the library was completely empty, but I heard giggling coming from the back. That had to be her. I pushed past all the empty chairs, but instead of seeing an active murderer, I saw Maddie and all her friends wearing noise-canceling headphones on their iPads. I was gonna run up and hug her. Murderer or not, she was still my daughter, when someone grabbed me. The cops caught up to me and instantly grabbed both of my arms, putting them behind my back. "Maddie!" She finally heard me, and when they took off their headphones, they were in shock. They didn't hear the lockdown alarm at all. "Maddie, what the hell are you doing? I saw your texts. You were texting that you were gonna kill someone." All of them looked at each other. "Yeah, Mom, I'm the imposter. That's my role." When she said that, the police suddenly stopped moving too, and at the exact same moment we all realized she was laying among us.